Hello, everybody, and welcome to Shenanigans. How are all of you guys doing today?
20 seconds, Neal, not 10.
All right, you start with 5 less HP.
Then I'm dead. Nah. I'm a wizard, Neal. I would be dead.
Oh no! He's dead!
I have 3 HP.
Who would have known? Who would have known? Definitely not the person who has a character sheet on hand.
So let's go around the table because we've got some new faces and some old faces we haven't seen in a while and introduce ourselves and our characters. And we're just going to go in the order that you guys joined the Zoom call, which is the order you are on screen. So we're going to start with Adrian/Gallum. Who are you and who are you playing today?
So my name is, this is going to be confusing, but my name is Chucky for those who know me. Adrian is Shenanigans. And Gabriel for all of my friends. Actually, nobody besides Shenanigans calls me Adrian, but Neal insists on doing this. So
it has to be by the first names. Everyone is by their first names.
It's okay, Neal. It's okay. We understand. We're good. Anyway, I'm a university student. I don't do much. I was, for people who knew me from way before, I was streaming. I don't stream anymore, but I do like a Discord channel where I'm kind of hosting a D&D world, and that's really about it. I'm just doing university third year English and creative writing, which is basically what D&D world kind of does in most times as a DM. I play Gallum today. I'll be playing a Minotaur. His name is Gallum Ironberry. He is, so I had the chance to start off with either a 18/72 strength or a constitution of 20. I decided by his name as Gallum Ironberry that he has a constitution of 20. He just wants to make
God damn it.
You rolled an 18, a natural 18.
In Shenanigans, you can just go up. I rolled a 5 as well, and one of my stats is a 3. It's great.
He rolled in roll 20. You can scroll up and see.
I'm looking. 18, 13, okay. 12, 13, 5, 9, 10.
Yep. You
yeah, stole my idea. I've been wanting to do that.
I'm so sorry. I did not know. I have not been here for some time.
No, that's all right. I've been going for Zen.
Simple person, does not know how to cook, even though he has a proficiency for it. He doesn't really know how to cook. His intelligence is 10, so he's pretty bad at it. But he's always loved eating stuff. So he has carpentry and stonemasonry because he wants to build his own restaurant. That's his dream. He doesn't know how to cook at all, but he wants to build his own restaurant.
All right. Okay, that sounds good.
That's it.
Bastian, you also have a new character today. Who is Rince?
Rince is a wizard, fresh from the academy. After many years of redoing the last or second to last year, they kinda let him go through because he's not good at being a wizard. He's not dumb. He's fine in terms of intelligence. He's just a bad wizard. He's a conjurer who can wear armor, but is an extreme coward. Of course, he has armor because he's a coward.
Well, this will be most interesting. You can cast while wearing armor?
Yes.
Up to what level of armor? Anything?
Any armor.
So you could cast in plate mail?
If I had plate mail, yes.
All right. So another short-lived character. I'm sure.
I know. I only have studded leather. It's the same as if I had the armor spell.
Right. Nick, the only other American player today. How's it going?
Oh, I've had a pretty poor week of just like problem after problem, including getting a flat tire, having my well run dry, having to deal with a wasp nest, having to have my yearly review at work, and all that on low sleep because they're doing a logging operation like less than 100 feet from my bedroom.
Wow.
So that's been my week.
That sounds eventful.
Real life. That's a whole stuff. That's
Also, the Avatar project is almost complete, and the Chosen are about to win the war.
Yeah, I need to do something about that. Like, it's at 1 block away. I really need to do something.
And you're still playing Zen, which I think almost everyone knows.
Yep.
Cool. Max, you're playing Turstum Adoy. How's it going, Max?
Right. So if anyone doesn't know about me, my name is Max. I currently live in Copenhagen, Denmark. Originally from Germany. Currently going into in a gymnasium in an esport class, playing video games sometimes, but it's mostly school. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, my character, Tersa Madoy. He is a fighter mage cleric, a new character, first level. He is a half-elf, a dwarf-sized half-elf, wrinkled face, green-toned skin, and long, wide ears. Yes. Other than that, he also has a bioluminescence quarterstaff that he uses for combat, and he speaks like this. I wonder how I speak like now.
Lovely. And last but not least, our newest player here, Kelly Jean. How's it going?
I'm good, thank you.
You're going to be playing Cascadia. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about Cascadia? And,
okay, so I'm from England. I'm a cosplayer. I also do I stream on Twitch as well, and I do a lot of things. I'm like self-employed, so I just do everything. And I'm trying to think of something else interesting to say about myself, and I'm just like, nah. I just go to my character. So my character in the past, when I played D&D, I mostly predominantly played fighters, and since I haven't played in a while, I thought I would stick with what I know instead of venturing into anything new. Because they're quite simple, so I haven't really fleshed out my character that much because, well, I didn't have time. I'm moving tomorrow. I'm going to London, so I have had no time to think about my character. But hopefully she'll kind of flesh herself out as the game progresses. But the design and what she looks like is what I look like now. So my stream helped me put together this outfit today earlier before the stream.
Nice.
Like, she's gonna have blue hair and she's gotta have a scar, and I'm like, oh, okay. So this is what we ended up.
It's very handy that you have that stuff just lying around.
I know, right? It's one benefit to being a cosplayer. You just have props and armor and everything laying around. So
nice. Well, let's kick it off. Everybody is in Berkshire, the town that we always start in, and in Shenanigans, the bar in Berkshire, run by Desmond the Dashing, the former retired adventurer who set up a bar in his spare time to kind of just, that's what he does now that he and his wife have a child, and they don't want to go off and possibly get themselves killed and leave her an orphan. So you guys are all hanging around. Lizzie, Desmond's wife, has recently brought in a kill. She's got a deer over her shoulder that she's bringing in through the kitchen door. And after plopping it down in the kitchen, she comes out to have a nice pint and relax for a little while. The bar's a little bit empty today. There's a few other groups around, but it's pretty much just the 5 of you, and then, like, you know, 2 there, 1 there, 3 over there. And you're all sitting around a table together. Let's all take a look at the Shenanigans map here. I need to show the map on stream though. So this is where you guys are hanging out. Do you want to pick a spot in the bar? Do you guys have a preference about where in the bar you are socializing?
What about this corner over here, close to the staircase?
Nice. The dark. Yeah, so
the dark, dank area.
Yeah. These.
Yep.
It's like right next to the fireplace. It's not that dark.
Yeah. Yeah, these things are pillars that help hold the ceiling up. This over here is indeed the fireplace. So, you know, it's early morning or maybe mid-morning or something like that, so the fire isn't lit, and the other windows that are on the front of the bar don't really shine into this area very well, so that is a pretty dark and dreary corner this time of day. What are you guys up to? What are you doing?
I currently have a half-empty glass of, or cup of beer, and I'm currently sleeping while sitting down, snorking.
I'm just sitting, kind of leaning on the table, looking bored, having a mug of ale in front of me, and giving off an aura of utter desperation, uselessness. Ringe just looks like someone who you would just pity.
Aw,
Who's just so desolate.
how sad.
In complete contrast to this, next to Rince is a very large minotaur that is scarfing down whatever food that Shenanigans had to offer. He probably ordered 3 portions of it and is currently eating it. But instead of like how you'd expect a minotaur to eat, he's actually using utensils. Like he's using like a fork and a knife, and he is very easily, very gourmet-like. He just tastes it. He kind of like goes them, and he tries to appear that he really knows cooking, and he talks about cooking theory a lot. He just eats. That's basically kind of his thing. He eats and he talks a lot.
All right.
That's what he's doing right now.
Cool. So it's a
Zen
nice...
is just day drinking.
As usual.
Yep.
It's a nice morning. The sun's out. There's birds chirping. You can hear like kids annoyingly playing in the street. They all seem to be having a good time, you know. And here you guys are in your dark little corner of the bar, smelling yesterday's spilled beer and whatnot. When the door opens to the bar, and in walks this humbly dressed servant. He's a footman, not like a foot soldier, but like a footman for a large household. He's got long gloves that come on. He's got like a little tuxedo with a black bow tie, short black hair, and he kind of leans in and starts to walk in the bar and like looks around, surveying the few groups that are here. But you guys don't seem to care. So he heads over to the bar.
As he observes the groups, Rince just kind of shrinks, but Impulse's wizard head a bit deeper over his face.
So as he looks over, I kind of look at the others. I put my fork and such down, and I kind of try and stand straighter, kind of hold my chest out like that, trying to appear strong. Because in a world where minotaurs normally have like past like 18 and 17 strength, this guy has like only 15, so he's always been the runt of the litter.
Oh.
So he's always kind of learned to try and do that like, all the time whenever like people are trying to judge his brawn. He looks at the others and kind of whispers at the side of his head, a bit of like food kind of squirting down. It's not so nice to behold. He says, maybe we can get some gold, guys. I mean, kind of looking for a job. You interested? And I kind of point my head towards this guy who's like looking us up and down.
Yeah. He's moved over to the bar to talk to Desmond, but at this sort of speech that you're giving, your Minotaur travels. Desmond at the same time like nods and waves in your direction, and the footman starts to walk over towards you.
You hear like a very faint, oh no, please no.
There's a sudden very big hand just crashing down on the back of your back and saying, "You can do it. It's all right. I trust in you."
As you do it,
very intensely, like too intensely. I'm too close to your face. Like there's a bit of saliva on your face right now from just him screaming.
As you do that, his foot kind of slips, and the stool he's sitting on topples over. He crashes against the table and then under it. I also have the unlucky disadvantage, so I kind of played with it.
All right. The footman says, "Excuse me, I have a job that needs doing, and I was told the 5 of you would be up to the task."
Oh yes, yes,
What
of course.
job?
I mean, what? Tongue-tied.
May we hear the job first?
Yes, of course.
Yes, good idea.
I have a letter that needs to be delivered to a Lord Branson.
Just the letter needs delivering? That is all?
Yes, that's it. It's simple. Lord Branson is on his way back to Berkshire from his extensive travels. This needs to intercept him on the road before he gets back here. It's urgent.
Okay. So what do we get for it?
Lord Branson will pay you quite handsomely for the delivery of this post. And he pulls from his vest pocket a very small little piece of paper that's been folded in half and sealed with something, a little bit of wax and a signet ring.
Neal, having folklore and obscure knowledge, do I know anything about this lord?
Lord Branson. You have folklore and obscure knowledge. Okay. Yeah, you've heard of Lord Branson before. He is a merchant lord. His family was promoted to lordship. I don't know. Promoted to nobility fairly recently. Maybe like 10, 15 years ago. He more or less bought his way into this position by helping to smooth over the count of this region's financial problems.
Where does he live?
He lives in Berkshire, on the east side of town, kind of near the river.
Thinking about it, Winston looks a little bit hopeful. So we just have to move to the other side of Berkshire? Nothing dangerous here?
He's in the west, on his way back to Berkshire presently. You should find him on the western road, somewhere between here and Rencor, hopefully not out in the Alardian Crest.
Can I please ask you, well, who are you?
My name is Tom. Thomas.
Right, and who do you work for?
Excuse me? Do you want to deliver this letter?
Yes. We need the money. So we'll take it. We'll take it.
Thank you.
I try and avoid. I've had very bad experiences talking to like quest givers up until now. Many times I've ended up fighting them in the end, and I've decided to kind of try and avoid like eye contact. To maybe it's me, and it's not them. Maybe it's me.
He tentatively hands you the letter, but looks questioningly at your group. You've got this one person who's clearly like getting knocked around and falling out of his chair and seems a little cowarded, like a coward. You've got this like tiny green half-elf who's asleep. And then there's, the drunken wizard. And then there's like the two maybe semi-reasonable people, the two fighters of the group. But the rest of you are looking very questionable at this point in time. And Thomas is kind of handing the letter over to Gallum, but is like,
No, diversity is king,
Also to mention, once he said that the Lord is in the west, somewhere on the road, Rinch just gives off an aura of misery once he hears that.
So,
again, there's like a large hand on your back. You can do it. You can believe in me that believes in you.
And he goes down under the table again.
all right, so you expect him to be on the road before the Alardian Crest?
I do hope so, yes.
All right.
Is there a problem?
No, I'm just trying to figure out where we're going.
Lovely. Well, do please make haste. Lord Branson has the payment for you.
All right.
Good luck.
I just take the letter and kind of put it in my backpack, and as I kind of do an awkward nod like too many times. Yes, of course, we'll do so. Yes.
Stay safe out there. And he quickly retreats from the tavern and disappears into the street somewhere, leaving the 5 of you to puzzle over your little quest.
Yeah, Rinch just takes his mark and kinda saying into it, I wish I could just be home, but I have to pay off 13 years of wizard school.
Student loans and shenanigans.
He actually what I just actually happened.
I grab you, and I start trying to do the Heimlich maneuver. Then I realize you can leave it.
I suddenly wake up from your coughing. What's going on?
Oh.
Good morning to you, companion. And I kind of slap the thing on the table and explain the quest.
Oh, new quest we received.
All right. So let's go deliver the letter. My only concern was that perhaps the guy had trapped the letter with some sort of spell, but I don't have detect magic, so I don't care. I can't tell.
Well, it would only go off if you tried to open it, which why would you open a letter that's not addressed to you? That's a felony.
No, that's the thing. I'm not going to, but then again, we would be the ones delivering a trapped letter.
Oh, I see. You think he might be setting you up.
Yes.
Everything you say goes by like past like my character's head. He just does this. Yeah, of course. Whatever you say, yes.
And as everything you say goes past him and into my ears the more. So with everything you're saying, every negative thing, he's just kind of sinking deeper onto the table in misery.
Okay.
One second. So I stand up. Like I know. Kelly, what's your character's name again?
Cascadia.
Cascadia. Okay, Cascadia. Ascadia. And what weapon are you using?
Pardon?
What weapon are you using?
Oh, a sword?
I gotta raise up my battle axe, put it on the table. I gotta look at your sword and everybody else's weapons and say, we should get going. Let's put our skill to the test. And I smile.
Okay.
Does
anyone join him, or is the Minotaur like getting up and giving the rousing speech to start the adventure, and everyone else is just sitting down?
I follow, but like semi-reluctantly. I don't know the area to which we are going, so I'm a little bit wary of this.
Do you say this to the rest of the party?
Yes.
Well, I do have some traveling gold left. Maybe awkwardly kind of upset. Maybe a map? A map would help? I'm not sure. I'm not from here.
Does the general store sell any maps?
I've been through the area several times. We should be fine.
There's nothing crazy and dangerous on the way?
Oh no, there's dangers, but you know.
Okay.
You know, bandits, basilisks. I mean, I've run into stuff.
Why?
So, off you guys go.
I'm going to pick up my donkey Force from the stables.
Is your donkey named Horse?
Force.
Force. Got it.
Yeah.
Right.
Zen, the unblinking wizard, will pick up his donkey Blinky.
Does anyone else have an appropriately named animal?
I could summon one, but no, not yet.
All right. You guys set off down the road. If we take a look at the world map, you can see this little person is where you guys are. And to the west is this road that leads out towards the Alardian Crest just before the Tempian Range. And off you go on your lovely little journey.
Also, on the way, you notice Rince's robes are kind of a bit slagging on him, a little bit too big and ragged, and he's constantly kind of falling over them. Every few minutes, he's stumbling over them and have to catch himself. Sometimes he just falls flat on his face.
Those times I'm just gonna grab you with the hand and kind of raise you up and carry you a bit. For a bit, I'll just carry you and then like put you down.
As you put me down, I slip again and kind of fall to my side. He seems not very lucky.
Does anybody have any rope? Rope. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not from here, but rope thingy you tie people.
I like how your description of rope is used to tie people and not like, you know, all of its other regular uses.
That's Garon's idea of a rope is you tie people.
If anyone finds any rope, I can use it, but I do not have any.
Rope I have.
He kind of moves over
Okay, how
to...
far out of town are we?
You're this far out of town.
Yeah, I'll take the rope. I'll take the rope.
Oh my god.
And as kind of like
Who has
as
rope?
Just kind of moves a bit away. I kind of catch him with my hand, and I put him on my back, and I tie him with the rope around like my chest. And I'll just carry him. Like this is simpler. This is easier. You fall down. You make lots of noise.
Wait. As you attempt to grab me, can you make me to hit? Just he does not want to get grabbed by you.
Yeah, that's alright.
It ignores armor.
1d20. I mean, I don't have anything. I think unless I'm using my weapon. So just a simple 1d20.
That's a miss.
No, I kind of duck under you and scurry over to Zen, and I grab my ropes and I pull out it seems to be like a little piece of wood. Then you probably, as a student of the Wizard Academy, kind of see it's a wand. Almost nobody uses wands for some reason. They are kind of useless unless you're very specialized. And he's like, "Get away from me!"
Why do you have a wand?
I cast stuff with it.
Oh God!
Just tell him to get away from me.
He falls a lot, so I carry him on my back.
Just let the man trip. He's having a good trip. Just let him have a good trip.
If this is customary, I understand. Sorry for intrusion. I kind of do like a very awkward kind of deep bow at you, like several times more than I should be doing, and then I kind of return back to the road.
All right.
So, you guys are making your way down the road when, sure enough, you see a carriage coming your way. It is pulled by 2 strong horses, and there's a mounted escort on one side. It looks like a single knight. There's a driver of the carriage as well, who's dressed in very nice clothes, and this group is coming down towards you.
I wave.
They stop.
Out.
They kind of come to a stop as you are, waving to them on the road. And
I'm not sure. Are they friendly?
I don't know. What would give you a sign that they are friendly or not friendly? What would you look for?
If they wave back.
Yeah, the driver gives you a little bit of a half wave and stops the cart maybe 50 or 60 feet away from you, while the mounted knight rides up towards you and kind of hand on his sword scans the group of you. Doesn't draw it, but he just keeps his hand on it and says, be you brigands?
No.
Make sure my head.
Crap.
What is brigands?
Low charisma. What was the name of the dude?
I don't know. Apparently you don't remember.
Well.
Does anybody remember the name of the dude?
Something with
Lord
a D.
something. Lord something.
Lord something.
Look at the letter. Look at the letter.
Is this the...
Who has the letter?
I take the letter out.
Do you have a reading and writing proficiency, Chucky?
Let me check.
I think you do.
No, I didn't take it. I didn't take it in the end. I didn't have enough points.
Did anyone take it?
Is anybody in the party literate?
The
2 wizards kind of race
I
there.
grabbed the letter.
It says Lord Branson across the front.
Yes, right. Lord Branson. Is this him?
At least I partly remembered.
Do you say that to the knight? Who are you addressing the question to? Yeah. So the knight gives a bit of a nod and looks a little bit more off guard and says, "Yes. What is your business with Lord Branson?"
Well, a random house footman, not like a soldier, but a foot. Yeah, that guy. He wanted us to give Lord Branson this letter.
Should we have told him that? Oh well.
He reaches out for it and takes it from your hand.
I believe that we were hired to take this letter. I say with like a bit of pride.
He nods.
Personally deliver we must. Not give to random person we do.
I don't know. Maybe it's best if he just gives the letter to the Lord. don't want to start any trouble.
The knight
Personal
turns his
deliverance.
horse around and walks back to the carriage, and you see like one of the windows slide down, and the knight like reaches in and hands the lord a letter, and a few seconds later the lord hands him a large bag. The knight takes the bag and kind of rides back carefully towards you and just hands the bag to Zen.
All right.
And
take the bag.
the carriage proceeds to move on along with the horsemen. They kind of make it as far away around you as possible and keep heading towards Berkshire.
I start scratching my head. Quest finish?
Was that it?
All right.
That was it.
Somebody who's not drunk count the gold.
I do it. I do it. And he kind of happily goes over. And, okay.
You see Bastian ends up with like 5 piles of gold coins, each counting out to 100 pieces.
I'm actually gonna cast the spell, Neal.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Okay. You detect magic where?
I'm going to focus on the wagon, the knight, and see if there's anything within. I should be able to penetrate the wood.
Yeah, totally. You can absolutely penetrate the wood. So you see that the knight is carrying a magic sword. And inside there are a couple of signatures that are coming off from inside the wagon. They're fairly small and not very... One of them's medium and one of them's light. So there are 2 magic items inside the cart that are small things.
You also have a chance for the school, right? If there is any school.
Yeah, percentage, 10%.
1, 2, 3. No, you don't get any of the schools.
Okay.
Well, it seems like that was it. At least part of my tuition is paid off. Like
Quests
5%.
here, much easier.
Maybe new quests we can receive from this lord fellow.
He has money.
You know, now here's the awkward part. I think we all just kind of want to go back to town, but now he's going the same way, and it'll just kind of look like we're following him.
Yeah, but you guys are going... He's going much faster than you, because he's in a carriage being pulled by 2 strong horses. So they're going at, like, movement 18,
Right,
while you guys
okay.
are going at movement 12. So they're 50% faster than you. So they'll quickly disappear.
right.
And it's already been a few minutes
it's
of
not-
counting out coins and talking, so they're, like, a few thousand feet down the road.
I don't
Right,
want to
it's not one of those awkward situations where you guys are, where 2 people just say, "Yeah, see you later," and then both walk the same way.
Right. You're avoiding that sort of awkward encounter.
Okay, cool.
I don't want to think about it, but what about, is the gold magical? Not that 100 gold? It kind of seems for just a letter.
No, it's 5 piles of 100 gold each. It's 500 gold.
No, that was in I asked that around. That's kind of... I kind of look at Zen and the green thing.
Green thing.
Easy money
I
we
mean-
received. Go back now. No more
We did a
quests.
job. We got paid. Lords
to
like
the
to throw money
bar.
around, I guess.
All right.
Yes,
Sounds good. Sounds good.
celebration we must have. Drinking a lot we must.
Eating a lot. Food is good.
You guys find your way back to Berkshire. You get there, it was maybe a quarter of a day out and a quarter of the day back, and you spent maybe a quarter of the day waiting for a job. So it's like mid-afternoon when you get back to Shenanigans. The bar has thinned out even more. It looks like everybody else that was here waiting for a job or something has already been picked up, and no one has made the returns yet. So it's just you guys. Lizzie is still over at the bar, and Desmond's standing behind it. The 2 of them seem to be engaged in a lover's conversation. You can like hear the giggles coming from them, and like the reaching out and touching each other's hands, or like stroking each other's face or whatever. Glibglob,
Do we see the quest giver?
No, he's not around. Glibglob is bringing you all a couple of bowls of soup currently. Glibglob is the kobold who sort of acts as the stable boy and part-time waiter and part-time kitchen cleaner and beer spiller drinker.
Yeah.
Spilled beer drinker? Yeah. He laps up the beer that's been spilled on the ground.
And he laps out the cauldrons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just probably eat like 4 or 5 of those soups and then order probably 3 or so servings of the whatever next item on the menu is.
It's soup. All day soup. Only soup today.
Rinse,
Do
rinse
we
takes-
get bread?
Yes, there is bread that comes with it. It's nice sourdough. As you
Rinse
guys are
comes-
having the soup, Borscht, the orc cook, comes out. He's got an
So
apron
Borscht
on, which
made
is
the
the first time you've ever seen him wearing an apron. And he like wipes his hands on it and comes over to the table and says, "So, how are you guys liking the soup? I've been working on my recipe. You know, ever since Big Ben's brothel opened across the street, we've been having a hard time selling soup here. So,
It's
what do you
good
think?"
soup. Specifically for me, I'm wondering about creating a soup where instead the broth is just alcohol.
You mean noodles and alcohol? That's a classic
Yeah.
orcish tradition. Would you like some?
Yeah, if you can make me some, that'd be
I
great.
can get you some. Yeah, don't worry. I got you. Hold on. The
Can I
rest
try
of
and
you,
do-
if you can put your thoughts together on today's soup, I'd much appreciate it. And
I can do a cooking check to try and figure out the ingredients.
yeah, go ahead and give me a cooking check.
That's intelligence, right?
Yeah.
21.
Well, this is pretty straightforward. It's like your typical chicken soup. It's got little bits of chicken, some noodles, some carrots, some shallots, some green onions, bunch of broth, a couple of peas.
Garamo worked very hard on drafting his thoughts in an attempt to make a coherent response to the orc. So basically right now he's in thinking mode and just staring at a wall, thinking of what you say. Let me know when the work is back.
Sure.
Rinse just takes a spoonful of his soup. Notice that it's kind of cold for him. Looks around. All the other soup is hot. Looks back. He has some chicken bones in it. Of course. Takes a spoon. Looks miserable again.
I just take the bowl and just eat it in one swoop, like drink it like it's water.
Give me a constitution check so you don't burn your throat as you try and like drink an entire bowl of soup at once.
Okay, sure.
That's not a comfortable procedure. It just came
As
off the
somebody-
stove.
As somebody who burns their throat a lot by doing this, yeah, it's not that comfortable.
All right, so you get that. You know when you eat pizza and it's too hot and it like burns the top of your mouth and you get that little like weird stringy thingy that comes down near the front of your mouth? Yeah, you kind of have that like down your throat. It's just like raw and gross.
As I see him like having these symptoms, I just shove my bowl over to him. You can have mine. It's not so warm.
I just eat mine like a normal person.
All right.
We have
This soup
have
not good as swamp soup I make. Swamp soup make I good better.
Ugh.
I love the fact that we have a common normal here. Like everybody else is so weird, but like the normal one, like the unique one here, just because she's not weird.
So a few minutes later, Borscht comes out of the kitchen. He has a bowl that he places in front of Zen. It's got this like milky white fluid with little bits of noodles sticking out of it.
I ate it.
I need you to make me a grub skill check at like -5.
Oh, Neal, why do you do this to me?
For those of you that maybe have not been around for any of our episodes, grub skill is a pseudo stat that we have that shows how much you enjoy food. Zen, this is terrible. This is fermented goat's milk with raw noodles stuck in it.
Oh no.
I just rolled my I forgot to roll, so I just rolled it.
Okay, there's your grub skill. Nice.
I just say, I was thinking more like rum.
No, fermented goat's milk with just like uncooked noodles stuck into it. Boris is standing behind you. Well, do you like it?
I'm sorry, Boris. I was kind of thinking more like rum.
But that's just rum and noodles? That's absurd. That's absurd. Who? That's not even a nutritious or balanced meal.
Oh no!
Hold on, let me try that. He takes the bowl from you and spoons it, and a big smile comes across his face, and he just like walks back to the kitchen while eating the fermented goat's milk and noodles.
Okay.
I'll kind of try and join the orc in the kitchen and start a conversation about soup with him.
Sure. He talks a little bit more about Big Ben's brothel, the soup kitchen that opened across the street, run by Big Ben, of course. And he's just complaining about how Big Ben's brothel is just like, it's ruined the soup here at Shenanigans. When they serve soup, no one comes by, and he's lamenting that like, maybe that's why no one's in here today, is that like we're serving soup and it's not that good, but I really like soup and I want to be able to make soup, but frickin' Big Ben's brothel is just like ruining the industry, and he's just more or less venting to you about his soup problems. But while that's happening,
Can I ask him if there's an ingredient he would like for his soup that he thinks would improve?
That's what I was going for as well, yeah.
Ooh.
But I think me, like, as kind of as started walks in, we ask the question at the same time.
I think, yeah. He nods and goes, you know what will really make my soups better? Goat's eyes. It's what my mama used to make back home. You get some goat's eyes, you poke them and you turn them inside out so you get the jelly bit on the outside. So good. We could mix a little bit of that with some blood pudding. I think that'd be great. And then like put that in a bowl with some chicken broth and then some regular stuff for you folks. I think that would really sell it.
It's so good that Rince can't eat this.
Do you guys want to go find me some goat's eyes? He looks really eager. He looks between the Minotaur and the human.
Go find some goats first. See if they don't mind losing their eyes.
So while the three of you are having this conversation in the kitchen, the three remaining, you see the door open up and another man enters in. This guy is kind of tall. He's like 6'2", 240 pounds. He's like well built. He's got a gray jacket with like a semi-popped collar on it and like a decorative chain coming off of his left shoulder and hanging down. He's got like studded gloves, but they're also fingerless, and a black shirt, tan pants, big heavy black boots, and like a really square jaw with a focused expression. He's like somewhere in his mid-30s with short brown hair. And he just kind of scans the room slowly.
Yeah, Rince does the usual and sinks deep into his chair.
And then, kind of as Rince sinks, and starts walking towards you, Rince. You specifically. He's got his eyes on you, and he's not breaking the gaze.
I kind of take my chair and kind of go over behind Zen and try to hide behind him.
I stand up next to Rince to make it seem a bit more intimidating for him to approach.
Aren't you in the kitchen?
Yeah, I think the two of us are in the kitchen
I
right
think
now.
we all walked out. Didn't we?
Oh, did we?
I think this encounter is happening while Cascadia and Gallum are still talking to Borsch. Yeah.
Okay.
So the man comes over and without saying a single word makes a grab attack at Rince. Rince, what is your armor class?
14.
Oh, it is a wild... Well, I guess it's not that much of a wild miss. He rolls a 12. So he makes a reach for you, but just barely misses you, and his hand like hits the table as he does it, and the whole table just kind of like breaks. Like half of the table falls to the ground. And this noise kind of alerts Desmond and Lizzie and the people in the kitchen, and you all kind of hear the table clatter. Desmond gives a, "Hey man, what the hell?" Lizzie just...
Rin's like jumps to the side, slips, falls to the ground. No, please don't be a student debt collector.
I start poking that guy with my stick and say, don't touch youngling like that. Not good behavior you have.
The man straightens himself and starts taking a step towards Rince again.
Okay, let me. I think I now have to make a willpower check to see if I can stand or flee. Oh.
All right, what are you gonna do, Rince?
I will go for color spray.
All right, so I think the two of you are rolling initiative to fight in Shenanigans.
He attacked me first.
This is a dangerous prospect for everybody involved. Let's.
Yeah, Zen is just like
When we,
picking up his mug if he can and walking away.
Sure. So I think this is the point at which we should all roll. I think we're entering combat here, so we should all roll initiative. So,
Even
what
the
is
guy in the
everybody?
kitchen?
Yeah, if you're not doing anything, that's fine. If you want to join in and act in this round of combat in the next minute, you're gonna have to tell me what you want to do, and then we'll figure out what the initiative roll is for that.
Rin's is just going to help! Thus points his wand and throws a bit of sand into the air.
All right, so Rince is gonna cast color spray. Let's just go in order. Gallum, what are you up to? Do you even notice this?
That's the question.
You
My
can notice
perception
if
is
you
not that
want.
bad. I have a 12, so I do hear some commotion, and I would like to go back and see what's happening.
Sure. So both you and Cascadia can like poke your heads out of the kitchen and see this like giant man with this big jacket and everything attacking Rince. What are you gonna do, Gallum?
I'm gonna charge him and try and rip one of his arms off with my axe.
Okay, Zen, what are you doing?
Grabbing my mug and walking backwards.
All right. Trista Madoy, what are you doing?
Tursa Madoy.
Tursa Madoy, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna try to hit him unconscious with my quarterstaff.
All right. And
Bunk him in the head.
Cascadia, what are you gonna do?
I want to walk over and stand in front of the others to make sure that they're fine. And if I need to attack, I mean, he's already hitting him with his axe, right? So I was going to see how that works out first.
Cool. So for the three of you that are making weapon attacks, please roll a d10 plus the weapon speed of your weapon. Rince, make me an initiative roll with your spell. And Zen, you're just walking away, so don't bother rolling initiative. You're fine. You're just not involved in the combat.
Yeah. To be fair, that guy started it.
And Desmond will end it. So everybody roll that d10 plus your weapon speed.
Sorry, that would be a. Let me go down d10 again. I rolled a 1d20 by mistake. Playing too much 5e.
Well, that's okay.
13.
Yeah, I mean, 5 was within 1 to 10 anyway, so that's fine. Did we get Tursa Madoy rolled a 9? Cascadia, it's going to be a 1d10 plus 5 for you and your sword.
Okay. How do I type it again? It's one...
/R space 1d10 plus 5.
Do I write +5?
Plus 5, yes, please.
Sorry. I think I did that right. Oh, it didn't work.
Fine. Let's see. This guy has rolled a 6 on his initiative total.
Oh god. I mean, it depends on what he's going to do. So.
It'll look like that without the period in it.
Oh, okay. Did you send it? Oh, okay.
I put it in, yeah, just in the normal chat.
I don't see it.
You know, in Roll20 chat?
Yeah, I don't see it.
Maybe you haven't scrolled all the way down. Try to scroll down. Maybe there.
So let me refresh the...
Yeah, sometimes Roll20 gets a little buggy and people don't see tokens or rolls, so...
Okay, yeah, I see it now. It just crashed.
Coolio.
Because I typed exactly what you put and it didn't work. There we go.
Perfect. So, nobody beats a 6. So this guy goes first. This unnamed, very large figure comes over and once again makes a grab for Rinse. And this time it's a hit. He grabs you by your shirt, lifting you up, interrupting your spell casting, and with his left hand, his free left hand, takes a swing at you. Which is a strike against you. Rinse, he hits you for 8 points of damage, just like clocks you across the face. I think you fall unconscious, probably.
Yes. I have -3.
Next up in the initiative order is Tursum Adoy.
All right, I'll gonna whack him with my quarterstaff, shake it a little bit first, and the bioluminescent lighting starts to appear, and I hit him with it, whacking the head, trying to put him unconscious.
Roll me a roll to hit.
Yep. There we go.
18 is a mighty blow against this creature. You crack him with the staff. Roll me some damage.
Yep. Max damage.
8 points of
You cut him
damage.
off.
Yeah, the quarterstaff slams into this guy's head, and it doesn't even phase him. He just kind of drops Rinse and turns to face you, completely unfazed by the entire blow.
By the way, was that non-lethal damage because it was unarmed?
No.
I think. Okay.
Next up is, I think it's a tie. No, it is Kelly Jean is next. What are you gonna do?
I'm a little bit wary that he took no damage to that, but maybe he's magic resistant, but he's not resistant to me. So can I try attacking
Yeah,
him?
that's gonna be a, I don't remember the bonuses on your character sheet, but a d20 plus 1, I think, is the to hit under your sword.
To hit, yeah, it's
He's
+1.
He's
Yeah.
resistant against bioluminescent staffs. Very specific.
It's the perfect resistance. You hit him with your sword, Kelly. It cuts in deep and just like stops, maybe like 2 or 3 inches. It hits something hard and comes to a completely dead stop. You pull it out, there's blood on your sword, but the man in front of you doesn't seem to even care. Last but not least, we have Gallum.
So Gallum is a bit confused as to what to do. He doesn't understand the social etiquette of a bar fight here, but he sees the person knocking out his friends. So basically, that's, I think, instinct level. He charges this person and tries to lop off the arm that he knocked Rincewind out with.
Give me a roll to hit.
All right, I have a specialization, NO preferred weapon and battle axes, so that's +3.
He also rolled a 2 on his HP and still has 13 HP.
Correct.
Wait, Solo, you get a +1 for being specialized. Where does the other +2 come from?
Let me check. I have all these written down. Weapon and shield specialization gives me +1 AC, +1 to attack roll. Weapon
Whoa,
specialization.
weapon and shield does not give you +1 to hit with
Yes,
this
it does.
weapon.
It does. If you specialize in it, you get a +1 AC and +1 to hit if you use weapon and shield.
Hold on,
I
hold
didn't-
on.
This is more this is more of a discussion between like Bast and Neal. I kind of like used Bast as my DM for this, for creating this
Yeah,
one.
I looked at it. It says so in.
I don't see that in
weapon-
the combat and tactics.
What?
Is this the
Oh no,
skills
it's
and
a
powers
skills and
bullshit?
powers.
Fucking skills
Yeah,
and
weapon and
powers
shield.
is...
A character who specializes in this style can gain a +1 benefit to his AC, or a +1 to his attack roll. Okay.
So you have to choose.
I'll
You have to
just,
choose.
I've already rolled with +1, so it's obviously attack roll. I mean,
Okay.
It's been decided retroactively.
Yes,
but-
let's retroactively take that away because that's not a combat and tactics option, and that's dumb. There's no reason having a shield should give you a +1 to hit with your sword. I protest. You can get a +1 to your AC with that ability. So that's an 11, which is still a hit. The man's not wearing any armor other than this jacket and like the one chain dangling on it. So your battle axe sinks into him on his arm. Give me a damage roll.
All right,
It's a chain of invulnerability.
7 points of damage. Try and
You're-
cut off this. And
So
not happy
you
about-
just cut deeply into his shirt and kind of like scrape along the edge of his arm, which rips the flesh off of it. And like, so now there's like a section on his arm from here to here that's just like shirtless and fleshless. And underneath it, you can see moving metal parts.
Oh god, it is the Terminator.
Terminator.
And
I try and take cover behind my shield.
he seems to not care about this damage whatsoever. And we're moving to the next round. Also, I'm sorry, Rince, you bleed out a point. If nobody saves Rince, he's about to die. Yeah.
Minus
Can I
3.
scream,
I'm not
Desmond,
dying
it's
right
not human!
I'm not at minus
Do
9.
I have spell permission?
As you scream that, I point towards like the metal part, and I say to you, you think so?
All right, we're gonna take a break, and when we come back from our break, we will see what the party is ready to do against this supposedly invulnerable enemy. See you guys on the other side of our break. Bye-bye.